Do Undead last since that's a new show. Spelled Kenshin wrong. Rurouni Kenshin this week. We had a Dojo challenge. Let me see. Last episode was what? It was like the Yahiko episode.
Yeah, we talked about Yahiko, and then this one is the dude showed up to the dojo because he's trying to eradicate all useless forms of swordmanship because he feels like swords are going to be, or swords fighting itself is going to be obsolete, and the only way to maintain it is to keep only the strongest forms, which I can agree in terms of like the world, like guns are definitely going to take over, and even in real life, like nobody fights with a sword. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously
Yeah.
there's still people that trains, but you're not going to battle with a sword. And he's like, the only way we can keep, sword fighting a viable solution is by only teaching, the most lethal and strongest form of swordsmanship. And I don't think that's a bad view. Honestly, I feel like that's not crazy. Now him trying to kill the dojo master,
Yeah.
it was like, all right, like, damn, you can relax. But he showed up, and he was like, I challenge you. He completely trashed him easily. And then he was like, since I won, I can do whatever I want to the dojo sign and I can burn it. And then what's her name was like, no, I'll step up to you and I'll challenge you. And I'm like, oh my God, bro.
I thought she was gonna fight him.
I thought she was about to fight him and get trashed too. But then Kendra was like, all right, I'll step in. We can, we can duel. And then he also when he fought the dojo master, he was like, he hit him in the clavicle, and I guess that doesn't count as a point. So then he smacked him in the face, and he was like, "That's face, right? That's a point." And then she was like, "Yes." And then it was like round two, and they were like, "You should just stop, like, dude, your shoulders like dislocated." He's like, "No, I got to finish the match." And then he smacked him again, and then he literally broke the bamboo sword over his face, and then he picked him up by the collar and was about to stab him with like the points of the broken, you know, bamboo sword, and then Kenshin like smacked the hilt up and whatever, and he was like, "Stop it! The fight is over already. You could tell you won. It's over after two." He was like, "In the real fight, there's only one point, and that's life or death." So, and then Kenshin was like, "Well, this fight was done after two," and then they did their duel, whatever. He gave a spiel about how he was gonna like disgrace the dojo and take it over and burn it basically. And then Kenshin was like, "All right, well, since you're gonna do all that, then I'll fight you." They fought.
Kenshin didn't
Nobody
really
won.
fight him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just like evading and dodging all of his attacks, and then he used like his secret technique, and then he dodged it, and then he was like, hmm, and just dropped his sword and walked out. And he respected Kenshin. He was like, I respect you. You're strong. You know that was the first time somebody's ever dodged my secret technique. You must also know the what was like the ancient arts of
Yeah,
sword
ancient
sword
sword
fighting.
style or something.
Yeah, sword style, and he was like, "I respect you, your strength. I respect you," and then he just walked out. And then his little his student, him and Yaiko, they're kind of funny because like they're one of the same, but nobody can really check Yaiko because nobody's like his parents, But the other dude,
Yeah.
he's like, "Shut up!" Like like when he's trying to go back at it with Yaiko, he's like, "Dude, like stop doing that." Basically, he's telling him like, don't give him any of your time. Basically, stop pestering with the other kid. And then Yaiko can just keep going because nobody's going to stop him. Like nobody cares. It's just kind of like funny. Um, and then they go back to the dojo, and he gets an invitation from the master of whoever the sensei is under because he like saved his family or something like that. Or he's a sword dealer. Like the family is a well known swords dealer, and I guess some people were trying to kill him, but this dude came and saved him, and he was like, "Hey, you can stay with us. Like you can live here since you saved my life, and plus my son like looks up to you and he wants to train with you and learn your swordsmanship or whatever." So he's like, "You stay here." Send him an invite. They all pull up. He lets them know what the deal is. Kenshin goes to go find the guy to like talk to him, and then everybody else just eavesdrops in on him, and they also tie up the kid so they can listen in the trees. And then he's like explaining to him what he's trying to do. He wants to banish all non basically all the swordsmen or swords styles that aren't good enough or he deems isn't good enough or like tarnishes the true essence of what swordsmanship is, he feels like should be completely eliminated and it shouldn't exist. And he was like, can you help me do this? Like me and you both know the same, we use the same kind of style of swordsmanship. And then Kenshin was like, I see, but I don't agree. I feel like swords they should give life, basically. Like you should only use swords to save people and to protect people. And he feels like if he does do this with this guy, it'll just end up creating people that'll just oppress other people with swords instead of people that are protecting them. Which is like, two-way. I get that. Like obviously people are gonna try to learn sword, but I feel like it's like that anyway now. I guess he just feels like it'll be even worse because the only style that's available is the most strong, like the most lethal and strongest form of swordsmanship. Um, but I don't know. I thought the episode was pretty good. And then he's like, if that's the case, you're my enemy now. And he's like, I have to kill you and blah blah blah. And then the episode just ends. So I think they're about to fight in the next episode, right? They're gonna duel.
Probably.
And then we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was good. I liked it.
This guy.
He seems pretty cool.
Like, I don't think there's. I think his mindset is. I don't think there's really anything wrong with.
I don't
his,
either.
like,
I think he should be
ideals.
just trying to go kill people though.
Yeah, like I'm saying, he
Yeah.
shouldn't be murdering the dojo masters. Like, I feel like what he's trying to do. Like, he's trying to bring like an old, like savage form of, like competition, to like peace times. Like he's acting like this is like years ago, where you would like duel someone to the death and stuff like that. Like he's acting like during a time of peace
Bring up like
where
the Edo
like
period. It's only been what, like 10 years, probably less than that. It's been like 3 years, 4 years since the.
I don't know. I think it's been like 10 years. I don't know. But like they're like in a time of peace where like you can't even carry a real sword.
Yeah, sword
technically.
around. Yeah.
It's like the way he's going about it is weird. But I understand what he's trying to do. I mean, he could just start his own group of dojo and not really worry about anyone else's dojo. And then he would really get the people who want to learn that style of sword.
Yeah.
And not necessarily have to go around taking down all the other dojos, per se. I was surprised that Kenshin fought him with a wooden sword. I guess it was just to set up him fighting him with a real sword later. But I thought.
Oh no, but I mean, like they had to though. Like Kenshin's not gonna use his real sword in the dojo, and he was like, "I'll fight you with the wooden sword." But now because they were using bamboo at first, but then he was like, "We can do wood."
Yeah, but I thought he was gonna just use his real sword, get into it. But I guess they'll fight now. We'll see. Do you think Kenshin would beat him?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Kenshin will lose a single fight, honestly. I think it'll be close though, meaning that he has he also knows the ancient arts or sword style, and he's like much bigger and a lot stronger, or much bigger, and he's very agile and fast. Like they mentioned like this dude is freaking giant, but he's still super, mobile and elusive. So I think it'll be his toughest fight yet, next to the leader of the Onibawa. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I don't remember
I
his name. It's like Aoichi or something. Aocho?
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
This will be like his second toughest fight.
Yes, we'll see.